Joe Biden does his little town hall the other night. There were some things, benefit of the doubt, I thought were decent. I thought his answers on the vaccine distribution and all that business was good. He's certainly doing a more competent job than President Trump did. So on vaccine distribution, on the communication about vaccines, they're now having a daily virtual press conference with Fauci and others. For that, I don't have any complaints. Very good. But the rest of his town hall, oh boy. Let's start with the first ridiculous thing.
I want to introduce you to Carrie Ingebrecht, an independent from Oak Creek. Carrie, welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Carrie, how are you?
Very good, thank you. Our 19-year-old son was diagnosed with pediatric COPD at the age of 14. We're told he has the lungs of a 60-year-old. He does all he can to protect himself. Last month, he even removed himself from the campus of UW-Madison as he feels it's safer and he has less exposure here at home. We've tried all we can to get him a vaccine. I hear of others who are less vulnerable getting it based on far less. Do you have a plan to vaccinate those who are most vulnerable sooner, to give them a priority?
Well, the answer is yes, there are. But here's how it works. The states make the decisions on who is in what order. I can make recommendations, and for federal programs, I can do that as President of the United States. But I can't tell the state, you must move such and such a group of people up. But here's what I'd like to do. If you're willing, I'll stay around after this is over, and maybe we can talk a few minutes and see if I can get you some help.
Ain't that neoliberalism? Ain't that neoliberalism? So, again, Mr. Empathy. He has such empathy. We got to restore the soul of America. Maybe if you could stay after, maybe I could help you a little bit. Maybe we could have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Now, on the surface, you might say, Jordan, what's the problem? He's being kind to this woman. Her son has COPD. He should get an expedited vaccination. He should be higher on the list. What's the issue with Biden saying that? Because this is the story of the United Corporations of America. He puts out platitudes. He says, well, I can't do anything. I'm just the president of the United States. It's the states who decide. It's the states that decide. Yeah, I think the federal government could do a little more to dictate who gets priority and who doesn't. But putting that aside, can we talk after, ma'am? The audience claps. Oh, he's my hero. Joe's my hero. As he's funneling money from for-profit healthcare, as he's funneling money from big pharma, as he's refusing to provide Medicare for all during the deadliest pandemic in a century. Oh, but he's so empathetic to this poor woman whose kid has COPD. Give me a break. Give me a break. Here's the United Corporations flag. Are you kidding me? Again, on the surface, it's a nice thing. He's going to give special care to this poor woman. There's the logos, your corporate logos. It's a very lovely thing. But so what about the millions of people that can't get in front of President Biden during a town hall? What are they going to do? What about the rest of them who can't get in front of Uncle Joe? Can't get their kids with pre-existing conditions up the list. So, I'm sorry. And CNN played that over and over and over again. Because that's what they do. They manufacture consent. So you look over here at how kind he is. Oh, my God. We're going to show you a clip where he's talking to that kid. It's okay, honey. It's going to be okay, honey. I'm empathetic. Oh, health care for you during a deadly pandemic? No, we're not going to do that. Oh, canceling your debt during a deadly pandemic? No, we're not going to do that. Oh, a Green New Deal? We're not going to do that. Oh, actually canceling the rent? No, but we'll put a Band-Aid on it. We'll just prevent them for a few more months, kicking you off in the street or foreclosing on you. But I'll stay after and talk to you, ma'am. This is neoliberalism. This is corporate media. This is manufacturing consent. So, of course, I didn't expect Biden to be like, well, tough shit, lady. Good luck to you. But it's the slobbering. It's the media slobbering. It's shame on the crowd. Oh, he's so great. Come on, man. Let's move on to the other part here that was really something. Really something.
As we've been talking about, the coronavirus is very real and very scary, and it's especially scary for children who may or may not understand. My children, Layla, 8 here, and my son, Mateo, 7 at home, often ask if they will catch COVID, and if they do, will they die? They are watching as others get the vaccine, and they would like to know, when will kids be able to get the vaccine?
Well, first of all, honey, what's your first name?
Layla.
Layla, beautiful name. First of all, kids don't get the vaccine, get COVID very often. It's unusual for that to happen. They don't, and the evidence so far is children aren't the people most likely to get COVID, number one. Number two, we haven't even done tests yet on children as to whether or not the certain vaccines would work or not work or what is needed. So you're the safest group of people in the whole world, number one. Number two, you're not likely to be able to be exposed to something and spread it to mommy or daddy. And it's not likely mommy and daddy are able to spread it to you either. So I wouldn't worry about it, baby, I promise you.
Good God. So, all right, I don't want to be just gratuitous here. I don't want to just criticize him to criticize him. So I will say, it's a child. I'm not going to criticize him for saying, oh, baby, oh, honey, ba, 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 ba. Although we do know Biden has a penchant for sniffing their hair, so I'm glad that that child was not in hair sniffing distance of the president. But, I mean, on the facts, he just fed significant misinformation to a national audience, but that didn't really get much attention because he said, oh, it's okay, baby. It's going to be okay, baby. It's going to be okay, honey. As Walker Bragman pointed out, let me show up his thread. This is so f***ed up. Biden is just spreading outright misinformation about COVID. A recent study from the ONS found that kids aged 12 to 16 were 7 times as likely as those older than 17 to be the first case in their household, and children ages 2 to 16 were twice as likely as those over the age of 17 to spread the virus to family members. A recent Princeton study, which surveyed more than 500,000 people in India, found children and young adults to make up 1/3 of COVID cases and be keys to transmitting the virus. Another recent study found that children could be super spreaders because they are often asymptomatic and carry high viral loads. Now, I mean, devil's advocate, maybe Joe, who, you all know my thoughts on, his mental capacity. Maybe he just forgot that. So I'm not saying he should have said to that young lady there, hey, be careful because you can die. Obviously, you don't want to unsettle the kid or the mother. I'm all for, softer language to soothe a child. But you're also kind of giving the wrong information. And, the media crucified Trump for playing down COVID, giving the wrong information. I will say Biden and his administration have been 1,000% better on that end. They are not as incompetent as Trump and his administration, but let's call it what it is. You just told the kid and the national audience the wrong information. Children can spread the virus. Frankly, I don't even think we know 100% at what rates kids could get the virus, because kids have largely been at home for a year. The majority of children have not went back to school all across the country. Many have, but a lot haven't. So they haven't had exposure to see if they could easily contract it, to see how contagious they can be, to see how often they could spread it. So he just fed straight up disinformation. No other way around it. Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statuscoup.com where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month.
Membership is how we grow. That's statuscoup.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.
Status